Let me tell you how a single kicking mistake ruined the chances for the Oklahoma Sooners playing in a national title game. The 2017 Sooners had Baker Mayfield as a QB, CeeDee Lamb in as a wide receiver, and a fully solid roster heading into the season. You could say the hopes were high in Norman, Oklahoma this year. Heading into week 2, the Sooners head into Columbus, Ohio after defeating UTEP 56-7 in a top 5 very anticipated matchup between two of the biggest brands in college football. It was the Sooners and the Buckeyes. This game created one of the most iconic moments in college football history.
Some of you might not love this, but this is authentic, and this is because of what he felt and his teammates felt with a home field loss a year ago. He's to the 45, he's to the 50. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not going to plant it in the midfield of the O, is he? Wow. Yes, he is. Ooh. Looks like the Ohio State band has come out of their seats. They didn't like that.
The Sooners head into their season bye week 4-0 and ranked number 3 in the nation, with the Red River rivalry game inching closer. But first, a matchup against an unranked 2-2 Iowa State team.
No timeouts left for the Sooners. This could be the play of the game. Mayfield looking. Plenty of time. Flushed. Over the middle. Incomplete. Look at the reaction from the Cyclone sideline as they know they are on the verge of the upset so far of the season.
In their mind, they're thinking about Texas next week. Iowa State, the signature upset win from Matt Campbell in the staff.
Dropping to number 12 in the polls, the Sooners had a rough hill to climb if they wanted to make the college football playoff. Thankfully for Sooner Nation, this was the year of one-loss teams. Winning the next 5 games, Oklahoma finds their way back to the college football playoff conversation with wins against Texas, number 11 Oklahoma State, and number 6 TCU. 9-1 and about to clinch a playoff spot in the Big 12 championship, the Sooners have 2 weeks remaining in the schedule. And winning each game pretty convincingly, OU looks towards a rematch against number 11 TCU in the Big 12 championship. A win here would clinch a playoff spot, and a loss would certainly see a college football playoff without the Sooners in the 2017 season. After a convincing 41-17 beatdown of the TCU Horned Frogs, OU now set their sights on a much higher prize to bring a national title back to Norman. But first, they would need to get through SEC champion Georgia. The Bulldogs defeated Auburn in the SEC title game after losing to them in the regular season, their only loss of the season. The Rose Bowl. The two programs face off in the most historic and known stadium in college football. With many great moments happening in the stadium, this matchup proved to be one of them. To open up the scoring, Baker leads the Sooners down the field to the 13-yard line on 2nd and 8, and OU draws up play action and Baker throws to Marquise Brown for 6, otherwise known as Hollywood Brown. The lead didn't last long though, as Nick Chubb and Sony Michel had 2 huge runs, and to end off the drive with Jake Fromm throwing a touchdown pass to Michel, who came out of the backfield. The very next drive, Baker hands off the ball to Rodney Anderson for 6 to cap off another beautiful drive for the Sooners to take a touchdown lead. With a 7-point lead, Rodney Anderson breaks off another touchdown, this time being 41 yards, to take a 14-point lead in the second quarter. It looked like nothing would be able to stop the Sooner offense this night. With the Bulldogs down 14, needing anything to build confidence and momentum, Sony Michel breaks off a 75-yard touchdown to cut the deficit to 7. With 90 yards to go and up 10, OU has 3 minutes 28 seconds left to build an enormous lead heading into halftime. It would be a perfect situation to be in. On the 2-yard line with 13 ticks left, 3rd and goal, Lincoln Riley goes into the bag of tricks with CeeDee Lamb throwing a touchdown pass to Baker Mayfield off of a reverse sweep. This put Oklahoma in prime position to head into the locker room up 17. This is where Oklahoma makes the biggest mistake ever seen in the college football playoff era.
Looks from the Sooners. Give that one to Riley and the Sooners. Yeah, they just booted along the ground here.
It, but
that's
Georgia got a chance here, man.
With 6 seconds left, OU kickers try to squib it, so the clock runs out and ruins any chances for the Bulldogs to steal any points right before half. But instead, it hits the front line of the Georgia's return team and gives the Bulldogs a chance before half to steal some points, and that's exactly what they do with a 55-yard field goal by Rodrigo Blankenship, cutting the deficit to a manageable 14 points before half. This would cost Oklahoma a chance and the right to play in the national championship. To open second half scoring, Nick Chubb cuts the Sooner lead down to 7 with a 50-yard run. And as the Georgia defense tightens up and they hold the Oklahoma offense to no points in the third quarter, and in return, the offense puts up 14, with Sony Michel having a day with 3 touchdowns in 3 quarters. The game is now tied heading into the fourth. After being down 17, the Georgia Bulldogs come all the way back with a 7-point lead after picking off Baker Mayfield to start the fourth quarter. Then capping off the short drive, Javon Wims receives a 4-yard touchdown pass from Jake Fromm. Tied up at 38, Jake Fromm hands off the ball to leading scorer Sony Michel. After he bounces off a few players, he fumbles the ball, and OU defender Steven Parker takes it 46 yards to the house to take a 7-point lead with little under 7 minutes to go. This gives the Sooners the momentum they needed after the faulty squib kick in the second quarter. With a bad punt from OU's kicker, the Dogs have 3 minutes and 22 seconds down 7 to go 59 yards and possibly send it into overtime. If OU hadn't made the fraudulent kicking error at the end of the first half, the situation would be much different, up by 10. The drive ends with Nick Chubb sending it to OT with a 2-yard run. Both offenses stall and kick field goals to send it to another overtime. This could have all been avoided. OU starts the overtime but eventually fails to convert on 3rd and 12, which ultimately sets up another critical field goal that ends up failing. Georgia says they've seen enough and the rest is history.
Gets to the edge. Sony Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
Want more videos like this? Like and subscribe so I know to keep posting videos such as these. I will also be streaming the new college football game. Link is in the description, and so is my Twitter. Follow me to see more college football content or just to chat. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a good one.